Hi, folks. Matt Noyes, good to be with you Tuesday evening. You know, here at home in New England, we've got some rain that's on the way, right? But boy, we have one nasty situation that's been shaping up this evening from New York City down to Philadelphia and everywhere in between. And that runs out toward Allentown, Pennsylvania, eastern Pennsylvania. Look, the rain is diving down into the east-southeast, but it's kind of staying stationary. You're getting these areas where you're just getting downpours and thunderstorms developing again and again and again. So we cover New England in our updates, Danielle and I here with 1 degree outside. But nonetheless, you can see this is a really big situation down in the suburbs around New York City. This will likely close in on the city itself as well. And you can actually see not only the motion of the storms really over the last hour, they're just developing in the same place again and again, but look at the rainfall estimates. 3 to 5 inches already has come down. And the event is really just starting here. So what's coming up? Well, you know, remember I tell you that we build our own in-house proprietary weather guidance, right? So it's actually been pretty consistent. We haven't been talking a lot about it because we covered New England, but we've been talking about the real heavy rain and flash flooding be going on just to our south, right? Check it out. This is from our run that came out this afternoon, but it's extremely similar to the one that came out this morning and that was out yesterday for that matter as well. And you can see where the pink is. This is where you've got over half a foot of rain. What's interesting to me is that we do mark the maximum amount of rainfall, and look at that, 11.22 inches in the upper right corner. It's somewhere in that mess. Actually, the run from earlier this morning had 14, so it's down a little bit. But bottom line, epic amounts of rain are going to come in some of this area that goes anywhere between Allentown, Philadelphia, or the suburbs just north of Philadelphia, then running up to New York City. Now, once you start getting into Southern Connecticut, you do still get into some of that yellow, which, by the way, you can look at that yellow is still about 2.5 inches of rain. And as you start coming north, the amounts are significantly less, right? We're talking about a half inch of rain. Some spots, maybe 3/4 of an inch. It comes down during the overnight, a lot of mass. You might get a little bit more than that in the Berkshires. Here's how the predicted radar looks as we get out toward 10:30. There's the real mess down to the south and west. For us, yes, there's downpours. It's going to pour during the overnight. There will be some standing water on the roadways and highways. Overnight drivers need to be real careful for that. Certainly the case in the pre-dawn at 3 a.m. It's still coming down. There'll be some thunder and lightning embedded in here as well. Not worried about a severe weather threat. And again, while there may be some flash flooding in Southern Connecticut, most of us probably are below those thresholds here. And then notice tomorrow morning, 6 a.m., still raining, but starting to break up in western New England. Once we start getting to about 10:30 in the morning, a lot of it is broken down so that actually in the afternoon, it looks like probably you'll do drying in a lot of spots the way it looks right now. And that's why when you look at the map for tomorrow afternoon, you actually see breaks of sun between the clouds. Still, we don't make it much past 70 with a northeast wind around eastern Massachusetts, into the 70s away from the coastline, and into the 70s and near 80 in northern New England, which is, first of all, drier. And second of all, after a quick shower, pretty much gets rid of it. So you can see that tomorrow in the mountains, it's like an isolated shower that might pop again in the afternoon, but it's not a bad day. And there shouldn't be any thunder and lightning the way we see it now across the mountains tomorrow. Some good news there. You get into the lakes region, we will have some showers around in the morning. They will get out of here. You'll find the sun breaking out in the afternoon. That's what gets your temperatures up into the 70s. The wind very light, so you just have a very light chop that'll be out there on the water. And when you come along our beaches, that's going to be where the rain lasts longest. Although you'll notice a 2 to 3 foot wave, but it's really not much of a rip current risk. It's an early afternoon high tide. It's just the temperature doesn't go very far until, again, you get those breaks of sun that come out later on in the day, particularly second half of the day. And the last to see would be someplace like Cape Cod and southeastern Massachusetts, by the way it looks right now. Just a reminder, you can grab our app anytime on the App Store. You can track those storms down New York and Philadelphia and eastern Pennsylvania if you wanted to do that. Certainly just search Noyes' 1 degree outside weather out on the App Store or Google Play. That's the way it looks for now. Have that umbrella if you're going to be heading out during a later evening. And other than that, plan on the rain to start the day tomorrow. Be careful on the roadways.